Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I have Joe.
Hey man.
And Jimmy.
Hey. You're like doing like a weird like low octave thing there.
Jimmy.
I thought you were gonna stick with it.
Stick with what?
You keep just in this like low this register down here.
Weird,
Just try it out for one episode.
like ASMR podcasting.
We're doing like a public radio thing, and we're doing like sweaty balls.
Dead air.
So before we get started with the show and what this podcast is, but welcome to First and Last listeners. Happy to have you here, like always.
Welcome back.
I missed you.
So probably 5 minutes before you guys got here, someone knocks on our door, like a boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, what? And I was like, who is that? And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I open the door, and it's just this like old lady.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just like this
We're getting
old
spooky.
just like
Yeah.
this old lady. And I mean,
Is she a specter?
does she look raggedy because she's old, or is she just raggedy? I don't know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? But she goes, "Hi, I'm so and so from apartment 5," and she like just points up because she's up on the
The
second
next
floor or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm like, cool, you know. No, by the way, nobody has ever knocked on our door. Like, we've lived here for a little over a year. But no
Okay.
one's ever knocked on our door. So she's like, I'm so and so from whatever. I was wondering if possibly I could pay you, and you could give me a roll of toilet paper.
Oh no. Now this is a sad story. Did she smell at all like fecal matter?
It smelled no smells.
Okay.
It smelled no
That's
smells.
good.
And
Maybe
I was like,
she just really needed to go.
and I was like, because like I was like, my mind was like, didn't expect that one. Okay, you know.
Yeah.
I assumed she was like, this apartment smells, or like you guys are being loud, or something.
Yeah,
I
right,
just
yeah.
assumed a neighbor was yelling at me, because why would a neighbor knock on my door?
Yeah. Borrow a cup of sugar.
This is 2019. Tweet me, lady. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Borrowing some TP.
So
But she was like,
TP is the cup of sugar of
So,
2019.
What did you set your price at?
well, no. So I was like,
How much you got?
$20.
How much do you really want this?
Rainforest is getting mowed down.
well, Lindsay was sitting like on the couch, and I was like, well, I literally like just bought like toilet paper.
Probably just.
And I was like, I was like, yeah, hold on a second. And I like let go of the door, and like assuming that like, I don't know, she just like hold it open or something.
Yeah.
And it just like
It just shut.
slammed on her.
It just shut
Hang
on
on
her.
a second. Slam. TV
So now,
turns on.
so now,
Door. You hear the door lock. Like, oh, that's not good.
so then I'm like, I just slammed the door in this old lady's face, whatever. And then I go and to our toilet paper drawer. And I was like, oh yeah, we got a ton of it. So I grabbed like a roll, and I just opened the door. And I was like, yo, here you go. I'm like, yo, here's this roll. Have this roll. And she like reaches in her like old lady jacket,
Old lady cardigan pocket.
pulls out like I feel like there was 2 $1 bills in her hand, you know, which is, I believe, too much money for one roll to
Depends how bad you want it.
Yeah.
It's like 2 yen.
I mean, I don't.
2 pesos.
I mean, that's the point that you're knocking on your neighbor's door. You probably want it pretty
I mean,
bad.
I don't know how bad she needs to take a shit. Like, you know,
You know, we've all been there.
she's knocking. She is knocking on her
it's
neighbor's
a seller's
door.
market out there for toilet paper.
And I was like, no, this is cool. You can just take this roll of toilet paper. Your payment is to never knock on this door again.
Please never come back.
That's not what I said. But then she was like, oh, you sure? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I mean, at the point that you're paying people with toilet paper, why don't you just wipe in your butt with your 2 $1 bills?
That's a good point.
Nice.
If that's what you're
You got
expecting.
toilet paper right
You got
there.
like tissue or like I mean, it's not good for your drain. Probably.
Money's dirty, man.
You can got like a paper towel,
Yeah.
quick, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have
Sure.
a car. Maybe she can't like.
So you think she gets all of her groceries this way? Just like one toilet
I
paper
was
roll
just-
at a
She's
time?
walking around the apartment.
I was joking that
Next
out.
week she comes
borrowing
back with some
food and
Q-tips.
stuff.
I think she's running a ring here, and she's knocking on every door, asking every single person if
She's
they
got
have
a
toilet
whole
paper.
apartment full of toilet
Oh.
paper.
Now
up
she's
there.
got a whole package of toilet paper.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to go to the store again for another month. And by the store, I mean knock on everyone's door.
Smart. I'm gonna start doing that.
So that literally
You only
happened
have
like
one neighbor though, so they're
I
gonna
have
catch
multiple
on.
neighbors. Yeah, that happened 5 minutes before you guys got here, and it was very weird. And the door like shut. Lindsay was like, "You should lock the door." And I was like, "She's not gonna just bust in here.
She is not a threat.
That lady will not hurt us. Like we could go to sleep with the door unlocked, and if that lady like wandered in
Mhm.
and tried to hurt us, we would be fine." So, yeah. So gave some old lady toilet paper so she could take
Good
a
for you.
poop.
Yeah,
Good for you.
helping old lady butts one butt at a time.
Ooh.
Hey, old lady butts need love too.
Yeah,
And that's the only time I'm ever going to say that sentence.
I'm not.
put it on a T-shirt.
I don't want that to be
Is
our
this
first
your way of
story.
saying you're out of toilet paper?
I don't want
now? You gave out the last.
Oh, by the
roll.
way, I hope you guys don't have to poop later tonight because I'm out of toilet
I'm
paper.
gonna take home a roll.
God, what? How much more
Just handing
awkward
it
would
out.
that?
Sure, taking stuff from this
How much more
apartment.
awkward would
after
that
this.
like interaction be if I was like, "Oh yeah, I think we got some. Hold on a sec."
And
Slam
she
the
pulls
door
out,
on
like,
her on
$2.
accident. I walk over, I open the toilet paper drawer. There's one roll.
Oh,
If there's only one roll in there,
tough.
I ain't giving you my last roll. So now I have to walk back to the door
Yeah.
You give her like a couple plies.
and go, I don't have any to spare.
I'm gonna need.
I feel
this.
like you could just like wrap a fist up worth, just like
Yeah.
get a good wad
Hope that
going
this
and
gets you
through
and
the
hand
day.
it over.
There's no way if I
'Cause
say
that's
something like that.
not gonna
Yeah, I could have done that, but I wouldn't have thought about that.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't have.
just make it like a
give her some
torch.
newspapers.
I mean, if like door to
some junk mail.
if door to door like butt paper
Some
grandma
ads.
thinks about it, then
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I can wad
Like
some up for you.
listen, butt
Mhm.
grandma. We got some.
Listen.
we got some coupons.
Hey, look at me in the eye, poop ma. you ain't getting this. I ain't going to Target for at least a week.
I thought you were gonna say like, she took out like her $2 bills. You're like, I'm thinking at least 3.
Five.
You waddle
this
back
is-
up there.
3-ply. It's pretty premium.
You do the old clench and walk back up the stairs and
$5.
come back with a couple more bucks.
$5, or you use your hand.
Oof. Like, okay, I'm not gonna say what
Too
I was
much?
just about
Too much?
about what
gonna
I
go
just
too far.
thought about. Hey, what are we doing today?
Sandpaper.
What is this?
Well, so besides that, this is first and last. Joe, how does this podcast work for the uninitiated?
We talk about poop and butts, and
Well,
then
that part is true, actually.
and then we watch a TV show, but only the first and the last episode, just to get a real like holistic view of it.
It's the best way to watch TV.
Yeah, if you got like us millennials and you just don't have time to spare, you just need to be part of the conversation.
I
You're
can't
already
watch-
getting 6 to 7 hours of content a day.
I can't watch all the TV because the video games aren't going to beat themselves.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so today it's my show. I'm going to pick it. It's kind of a multifaceted scenario why I picked it. I've seen a little bit of this show.
Mhm.
I think it's
Hmm.
kind of funny.
Mhm.
Also, Claire has a friend who has written into us, and he made a very large list
Hmm.
of shows.
Guest show host
And
Claire's
I
friend.
took a look at that email today, and I said, you know what, boy, I'm gonna make your dreams come true.
All right.
It was a really good list. He broke it out into like these ones are on Netflix, these ones are on Hulu.
Oh, nice.
So like,
Appreciate that homework.
yeah, he hasn't written. I don't believe he's rated us 5 stars yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you dirty. Doing us dirty,
Um,
Claire's friend. You know
so-
who you are.
So I believe this is from Ivers. So
Yeah.
hey man, thanks for listening, and this one's for you. But so before the show name, the working title of this show while it was in production was called Chicks and Dicks. What show do you
Huh.
think we're watching today?
Baywatch.
Chicks and dicks.
It is just a sitcom, like just a very basic sitcom. I would call it.
Two Broke
Yeah,
Girls.
I was gonna say Two Broke Girls.
Is that show still on? I'm gonna look it up.
If it is, it's not that show. So
Chicks and Dicks.
Yep.
No, it's over.
it went. I'll give you a little background. It went 7 seasons, 146 episodes. I believe it went from 2011 to 2018.
Are the Dicks? It's like two dudes named Richard. And it's like four.
Not that
group
clever.
of four
Not
friends.
that clever. And
Just girls and dudes. Is
and,
that the name of the show?
and I would say I think that the working title Chicks and Dicks is a little misleading because really I think I would call it Chick and Dicks.
Oh.
I wouldn't call it either of these things.
Rephrase that.
If
I
I
wouldn't use that.
If I was
but-
if I was practicing terrible methods on how to name shows,
Chicken.
Chicken Dicks.
Chicken Dicks.
Chicken
Chicken Dicks is way worse.
Dicks.
I didn't say Chicken Dicks.
You guys been watching Chicken Dicks?
You might as well have said it.
It's a sitcom on a farm. It's about making nuggets for McDonald's. Chicken Dicks.
Oh,
Nugs.
that's why they didn't call it Chicken Dicks.
I would be starring Ashton Kutcher.
Chick and or
Is he
Dicks.
not in this?
No.
So it's not two. What is it? Two guys and a what's that?
2.5 Men.
Sheen? Yeah, 2.5 men.
I don't think you're. I mean, got
Huh.
any quick guesses? If you don't, I'm just
Man.
gonna say what it is.
Friends.
No, not Friends. 2011 it started.
Friends 2.
We're gonna watch New Girl.
Okay. So New Girl and
Oh.
Dicks.
New Girl and Dicks.
This is because she has like dude roommates. Is that why it's Chicks and
Yeah,
Dicks?
so it's her, and she
Yes.
moves in with like 3 dudes.
Okay.
But it's called
Interesting.
Chicks and Dicks. She has like a friend in the show, but
Okay.
she's not like in. She's in a lot of it. She's a main character for sure, but
Mhm.
it's like the show's about
Hmm.
Zooey Deschanel was the main character,
Mhm.
and she moves in with these 3 dudes
Mhm.
just because she needs a place to live. Because
Cool.
I think they live in New York. I'm not 100%.
They gotta be right.
I think so. Yeah.
So, apparently, according to Urban Dictionary, which is the end all be all,
You trying to Did you Urban Dictionary dicks?
Chicks and dicks basically is a contemptuous term used by critics to denote the same old themes used over and over again, especially in categories of popular music such as cock rock and cock country.
What the fuck are you talking
Should I go
about?
on? For example,
TV show?
ooh, baby, I just want to make love to you, or descriptions of life on the road. Love him and leave him. The convenience of getting VD and all that rigmarole.
You are just
Apparently,
I don't-
Chicks and Dicks is saying, like, this is just the same old stuff. That's just like you just say, Chicks and Dicks.
No,
Oh.
no one's
Same
ever
old-
said that.
same
No
old-
one's ever said that.
Oh, Chicks and Dicks.
Same old Chicks and Dicks. Am I right?
No.
Oh man, has that just been sitting there?
Yeah, Joe forgot it. Joe
this
forgot
whole
it.
time.
Yeah.
Quote
Oh.
unquote forgot it.
Balls.
Yeah. I walked into the room like probably 2 days
Hashtag.
after we recorded last week, and I was like, "Damn it."
Hashtag always forget.
It's a character now.
But
so,
yeah,
Chick and or Dicks. I mean, I had a girl roommate once. It was fun.
I've had a girl roommate
Mhm.
before as well, and
Was it also fun?
We had a good time. We got along very well.
Was it a person you knew?
Yeah, I had gone to college with her.
Okay.
And then we had started working at the same coffee shop, like during college. Like we went to the same school for like a year. Then she like disappeared, and I
Gotcha.
started working at a coffee shop. And I was like, "Oh, hey, you work here? I know you."
Yeah.
And then literally one day I was like, "I need to move and find an apartment." And she was like, "I need an apartment." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Let's look at this apartment." And then we moved and we lived together for like 4.5 years.
Nice.
Dang.
My girl roommate was literally a stranger from Craigslist.
Yeah, but you love
I
Craigslist.
do.
You're gonna get murdered.
Craigslist Joe, baby.
That's how Joe's gonna die.
I literally
We all know it.
met Joe because of Craigslist. So
His tombstone's just gonna say Craigslist Joe.
I
Baby.
was
We
on,
all knew this was coming.
I was on Misconnections, and I was in a Potbelly one day, and there was this Asian boy playing guitar,
I need to meet him.
and I need to meet him.
Put him on my
I
pod.
need to live in his apartment.
I've never lived with Joe.
No, I thought this is what this girl was saying.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even
Oh.
in the apartment section. It was just misconnections.
Yeah. Hey, I want to live with you. Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. So
Want to hear a Weezer cover?
I've definitely seen like 1 or 2 seasons of this show. Go 7.
I've seen bits and pieces, episodes here and
Yeah.
there.
I saw the Prince episode that was after that one Super Bowl.
I think
Oh,
I
that was
saw
great.
I think I saw that because I was at the same
Super
Super Bowl
awkward.
party that you were at watching that
Nice.
show.
I was at my apartment. So I hope you were there.
Yeah, probably.
Otherwise, why didn't you come to my party, you dick? You chicken dick.
Must have been. Joe likes that too much.
Chicken
It's so
chicken
good.
dick gets
Chicken
him.
dicks. It's so catchy. It rolls off the tongue.
Ugh. Never say that again.
I never want the chicken dicks to roll off. The
We're
tongue.
gonna edit that part out.
You know I'm not. Stop.
Chicken
stop
dick
telling me-
rolls off the
Every
tongues.
instance of dick,
Some-
you just censor out.
Yeah, will you start bleeping out dicks from now on?
Yeah, sure.
I have a think. If my family members listen to this occasionally, at least they tell me they do.
I feel like every time I see your dad, he's like, "You swear on that podcast to me."
You
Like,
got a
yes.
potty mouth.
You swear a lot.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I think it's surprising when family members hear you swear.
Me particularly.
Well, yes, but I didn't mean it particularly. But
Fair
yes,
I can't remember. I'm assuming. I think episode 1 is like Jessica Day, which is Zoe Deschanel's character.
Mm-hmm.
She like moves in to the
That's what I
apartment.
imagine.
It's like she's the new she's the catalyst for the show. She
She's-
moves in.
the new chicken dick.
There's already 3 chicken dicks living there. They need one more chicken dick.
I know one thing about this pilot that I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
and it's that Coach,
Oh, you like
Oh,
get
I forgot about
AKA
that. Damon
one of
Wayans?
the Wayans.
It's Damon. Damon Wayans
I'm not
Jr.
sure which Wayans it is.
Damon Wayans.
There's so many Wayans. I feel like
I'm telling you who it
can't
is.
keeping up with the Wayans. I'd watch that show,
The Wayans are great.
like Kardashian.
Remember White Chicks?
Yeah. So anyway,
Remember White
he was
Chicken
in the
Dicks?
pilot. He was in the pilot, and maybe the first couple episodes. I don't know. And then
No, I'm pretty
mysteriously
sure
disappeared.
I'm pretty sure he's only in the pilot,
Yeah, and then Winston.
and then this guy named
checks
Winston
in.
just comes in, and he's a
But
different.
that's Dunstan.
And it's very interesting because it's a different character. I
Right.
like that they did that.
Yeah, very specifically.
Um,
Yeah,
And this is something we can talk about later because I know that Coach.
but then
like,
Coach comes back.
He comes back
Yeah.
in a couple seasons. He's
Mhm.
like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Oh, we forgot." They're like, "Coach, you're a person still." He's like, "I am."
So good.
That's good. So I mean, yeah.
Cool.
Should we just watch it
Okay.
and then we can talk about what the fuck this is about? Chicken dicks.
Let's go watch and eat chicken dicks.
Weird. We ordered burritos. Also,
Is that what you ordered?
we order burritos a lot.
Yeah.
I think
happens.
That's also part of the show.
It's part of the show. Cool. Hey, we're gonna see you after the pilot episode of Chicks and Dicks, aka New Girl. See you after that. And we're back from the
And we back.
pilot episode of New Girl.
Chicken dicks.
Should we just call? Is that what our fan base is now called? Chickens Dicks?
No, they would
Oh, no.
probably not.
No.
I mean, I guess like write in and let us know if you are interested in that. But
You guys
seems
interested in?
offensive.
You guys interested in chickens' dicks?
if that's
That's
what you
a
want to
whole
be
other
called,
thing. The
I
S's are
guess.
in the way wrong places.
Yeah, we have like other things to talk about. If that's what you want to be called, like, man.
All right, pasta pals it is.
So Jess moved in with some dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
end.
that did happen.
Also, some breakups though.
I guess
like
there was.
You do.
I mean, you got a write up for us,
Oh God.
Mr. Jim.
Yeah, it's called Pilot, which I know is Josh's favorite.
It's just stupid.
episode.
All right, it's
name.
just stupid. Naming shows pilot.
That's what he prefers.
Why couldn't it could have been called like the breakup? How much more
The
work?
breakup.
How much?
That's more.
It's better than pilot. How much more work is it to just create a name for a pilot? It could be called the breakup dash pilot or parenthesis pilot.
I don't know. I wonder if it's just kind of like a badge of honor. Like, hey, we made this like pilot and it got picked up.
Yeah.
It was
so
good
we're gonna
enough
call it
to
pilot.
air
It's perfect.
on
We're not
its
gonna touch
own.
it.
I mean, even
Because I bet they have to like front all the money for the pilot and stuff. They have to make it before a network picks it up. It's probably like it might be a badge of honor.
Even though Pie World's first episode is called Pilot,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
it's still more ingenuitive than every other pilot.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Well, that goes without saying.
So what happened to the pilot?
So Jess Day is a young woman who, after discovering her long-term boyfriend is cheating on her,
You just sounded like a 70-year-old white man that is like, I got this. There's a young lady.
Just Day.
There's a
Jessica Day.
There's a younger lady named.
what 7-year-old do you know?
70.
Oh, 7D. Still though, what 70?
I think calling a 30-year-old person a young lady.
I didn't write the write-up. Okay, it's by Fox Publicity.
Well, oof.
Publicity.
Well, whoever publicly. Keep going.
Just Day.
Jessica Day Lewis is a woman who, after discovering her long-term boyfriend is cheating on her, moves into a loft apartment with 3 male roommates. Prickly bartender Nick, womanizer Schmidt, debatable, and intense personal trainer Coach.
Spot on.
Yeah.
The guys try to help Jess get back on her feet and into the dating world.
That's it.
That's it.
That's literally all that
Oh,
happened.
okay. Well, I mean, the side plot is Schmidt is trying to go to some big old party that's apparently the best party of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's some like douche-heavy party.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Apparently, the thing about this is that douche is a douche. Or Schmidt is a douche.
yeah, he's got a douche jar. But
Douche
he's like,
is a Schmidt.
but he's like a lovable douche.
Oh, for sure.
I
think he's like because he's trying too hard.
right.
He's not like really a douche. But is anyone really a douche?
Yes.
It's kind of adorable how much he's trying.
A douche.
Like maybe all douches are they're just Schmidts. They're just like trying to be accepted in the world.
You're giving all douches in the world too much credit.
I'm giving you all a pass for today, douches. Don't
So
prove
he's
me
trying
wrong.
to go to this sick ass party,
Yeah.
right?
And then, so Jess moves in because her boyfriend was cheating on her with some other girl, apparently. Say, don't do that, guys.
Yeah, probably not.
Guys or ladies, don't cheat on your significant other. Just break up with them and then go bang that person. It's pretty much that easy,
Truth.
And then she moves in with these guys. She watches Dirty Dancing, apparently for like a week straight. And then they try to like get her to rebound.
Film.
She tries to go on a date with this dude and apparently texts him too much because that's unattractive. When a woman's into you, that's not okay.
She sent
Also-
7 texts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally goes, she sent me like 7 long texts. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, like if he was really a dude just trying to,
Hook up.
yeah, just like make a bleep sound for a while right now so that like they know what I was going to say. He would not care if she was texting him or not.
Yeah.
I feel like.
He would
Right?
just text back lol.
Yeah, lol, eggplant emoji,
Peach. Probably.
peach, is that a
That's what people use for
Yeah.
like butt.
Yeah.
for butt?
Mhm.
Oh.
We like jumped around. But
You've been married for too long, Jimmy.
So never mind.
so she was moping for a while watching Dirty Dancing. They get her to go out and like talk to people at a bar. She meets some dude, and then the climax at the end is like she's gonna go on the date with this guy while they're trying to go to this party.
Don't say
but
climax.
but at this party, like while they're waiting in line outside, like they see the dude there, and that's when he's just like, "Yeah, I didn't go out with her. Comes she's like texting weird.
she's like
She's like texting weird. man."
Maybe it's because he couldn't read, so he felt insecure about going
Yeah.
out with her.
He didn't know what to do with it, so he threw his phone out. So the 3
I just
friends,
threw my phone away.
so the 3 friends leave the party and they go to like meet up with Jess and cheer her up.
And then there's like
Yeah.
a subplot
where
that
she's waiting for her date.
Nick, one of the roommates, has to contact his ex-girlfriend
Because he also just got dumped.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
But he's all hung up about it.
And that's Charlie Day's wife.
Yes, or the
who's-
waitress from Always Sunny.
Yeah, who's in It's Always Sunny a lot. Her name is actually Mary Elizabeth Ellis. I looked that up because I should
She's
know
another
her
three-worder.
name.
Is everybody named Mary a three-worder? Mary Louise Parker, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, whatever this Mary is. I already forgot her name.
Doesn't matter.
But they're all
But
three
it's
names.
true.
All women in Hollywood that are named Mary have to be three named. Fun fact I didn't know about.
Wait a minute. Okay, so douchey guy who was supposed to date Jess.
That is, wait, who?
The guy
to
who was
date
supposed
Jess?
to be on a date with Jess.
Oh, okay.
His
yeah.
buddy, the curly-haired dude
Yeah.
named Benjamin. He's known for Community.
Oh, yeah. I recognize that he's like the weird dude in Community.
He's like Todd in Community.
Todd, I think is his name. Yeah.
I actually know him for more recently AP Bio. Are you guys
Ah.
watching that at all? Because that's
No.
also
Oh, he's like a sad teacher in that show.
that. Yeah, he's the teacher
Yeah.
that everyone makes fun of. But that show is starring
Dennis.
Dennis McElhenney, who's also from
It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
It's a big loop.
It's all connected.
End of podcast.
It's like we all
figured it out.
It's like we all live in the same world together.
It's like it's all in a big snow globe
It's all in the same
that
universe.
some autistic kid is shaking somewhere.
Just rattling it up. So yeah, so that was it. I mean, I think my first thought at the end of the episode was just like, I think we're supposed to get the picture that they're all just friends now, but I didn't get enough from like Jess or the friends to be like, oh yeah, she's cool now. Like she was sad and crazy for a while, then she went out once, and then they were doing this party thing, and I just feel like at that point, like, yeah, maybe you feel bad for your new roommate, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like we've
Not
like made
bad
enough
enough.
of a
I mean-
like made this connection. They're still kind of strangers.
They probably
Yeah.
didn't live
We
together
maybe
for
missed
more
some
than
steps.
a week,
uh-huh.
if that.
Yeah.
And maybe at the most it went, man, these three dudes have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe they do because they're able to see her mourning so much that they're just like, oh, she's probably miserable. We need to go like check out on her.
Yeah, maybe they're just really good dudes.
Yeah.
Schmidt took his shirt off
Schmidt-
in front of
maybe-
a.
Schmidt had a lot of
she just
second
met-
thoughts.
Maybe she just met three amazing dudes through Craigslist somehow.
Schmidt's at a
That happens, right? In the
Schmidt's at
world.
across the couch from two different women in this episode and took his shirt off both times.
Mm-hmm.
And no one called the cops.
And he's
That's
also
Hollywood.
not like jacked or anything. He's
Well,
like,
it's
Not
hard
at
to.
all.
It's hard to. Sorry, no offense to our tan-averse friends out there listening.
tan adverse?
Tan
Who are you saying?
Tan averse.
adverse.
Yes.
But he's a very, very, very white man.
Yeah.
And your muscles don't really pop when you're that pale.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
So I mean, he's in shape. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a
He's
good-looking
not
man.
in
But
shape.
like, when you pop off your shirt and you're just a white
He's
piece
just a
of
blank
paper,
slate. Yeah.
those muscles ain't popping.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, Joe. I feel like there wasn't a lot of interaction between the roommates and Jess after she moved in that would make us believe that they were like super close. The one like scene that we had between a roommate and Jess was Winston asked her for like
Nope, Winston wasn't in this episode.
sorry, Coach was I forget because he wasn't in this show again for many years, but Coach asking her for tips to talk to women, which also seemed like out of the blue if they're
Yeah,
like
that
not
was out
that
of the blue,
close.
yeah.
You would ask that. It's an intimate.
It's just like, hey, you got a vagina, right? Teach me.
I mean,
Hey, so
yeah.
you're a girl.
A lot of
I'm gonna
the-
yell up
yeah.
towards you.
I mean, if you like actually
Tell me
like,
about it.
break it down, a lot of the things that they did were like, he walked in, he was like, "Yo, I'm not good with women. Could you help me?" And it was like sitcom.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and
Sure.
and then it was like, our friend is crying somewhere because some douche dude, whatever. But we've only known her for like 8 days. Let's go help her out. Sitcom, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it was just like, what? This isn't real life. Like it's very
you might just
obviously not
call
real
her
life.
and be like, hey, we just saw this douche.
Yeah,
He's
you
not
would.
coming."
You would. And
He's probably
honestly,
not
I
coming.
yelled at him.
you'd probably just text her,
Yeah, and be like, hey, you okay? You should go home.
dog. You should, or like, yo, leave and come here.
Oh yeah, come to this party.
Come
Let's
to
have
the
a
party.
great time.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Schmidt
Why didn't she just come to the party?
Schmidt wanted to like. This
Yeah.
is like he sounded like this is what he wanted more than like Christmas morning when he was like a 10-year-old boy. Like he wanted to go to this party so bad.
And like Jess can like meet a dude at the party.
Yeah. And meet a dude in front of the other dude.
Yeah.
And like it would have been dope.
Oh my gosh.
What happened with you? Are you having like an epiphany?
I think there's reasons they didn't do that I'm not going to say yet. Because I think they will. I think
you think
the things
you
that
think
I'm
Jess is gonna
assuming,
marry that guy at the end of the show?
Are you saying that like
the guy she was going to go on a date on?
Yeah.
Date with?
Yes.
No, I do not
Are you
believe
saying
that
that,
guy's
like,
ever in the show again.
it's more that Nick wanted to go and like have a moment with her?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because at first, yeah, when Nick was the one that initiated, like, hey,
I think
actually,
they
I'm gonna
want
go
to start
check in
that.
on her. Like, I thought that it was just gonna be Nick that was gonna go, but then like Coach was
And then
following.
they followed,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they want to start a will they won't they, which is a smart pilot thing to do.
Yeah.
Or
At least put the
at least-
idea
yeah,
out there.
place it in your mind.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. They may never get there, but that's what you do in a pilot. I think honestly, like at the end of this, I was like, obviously we pick pilots apart, and that's what we do every week. And
What we get
when
paid
you-
for,
when-
the big bucks.
that's how we make so much money.
That's how we make 8
But,
figures a year.
$8. What'd you say?
Yep.
But after watching, I was like, yeah, I understand why people watched this for a long time. Why the show? How many seasons did you say?
7.
7 seasons.
Yeah.
All these people are very funny.
Oh,
Individually.
very funny. I actually wrote down, I think they made a big mistake letting Damon Jr. go.
Huh.
It's weird.
He made me laugh out
it
loud.
was-
It's one of those things I would look it up. Sorry to interrupt, Joe.
No.
I'm wondering because I feel like he was great. And he was he reached for the
Made me
no
laugh.
button.
Yes.
How dare you?
Yes.
I apologize.
Know this man.
He was really funny and like an interesting character, and I'm wondering if they did the pilot because you do a pilot and you're not like signed yet potentially, and he was just like, nah, I got a movie to do, like or something, you know, and he
there
was
was a different reason.
He was on Happy Endings, which he thought was going to get canceled, and so that's why he did the pilot. But then it didn't end up getting canceled. But then a couple years later, when it did get canceled, that's when he came back.
oh
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me
That makes a
feel
lot of
good.
sense.
Mhm.
That warms my heart, actually.
and I think like I said before we
They were
watched this,
they
I'm
were
glad
like-
they got a new guy
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't
Yeah.
pretend it was just Coach.
And Winston's
Yeah.
great.
Because they do that constantly
Yeah,
in shows, and it wouldn't have been a big deal because it's like, yeah, we just got another black guy and we called him Coach. We
Uh-huh.
just got to like, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
Haha, it was a pilot, but they didn't, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Because
I
they
appreciate
probably,
that.
I mean, not knowing Winston, but they probably tailored the character to Winston as to this new actor.
It
right?
wouldn't-
like it probably wasn't the same
yeah.
exact thing.
I mean,
as
I've seen a couple
Coach.
episodes with like Winston in it,
Uh-huh.
and it wouldn't have made sense for that guy to like pretend to be like the guy that Damon Wayans was playing.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't
Winston's
Coach.
different.
Winston's is different. Winston's
He's
different.
not.
I love Winston's character.
He's not. Yeah, he is. He's
Cool.
great, but he's not. He's a different character.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
He
glad
doesn't
they
have
did.
the
It's
same,
rare
like,
that they do that kind of thing.
characteristics.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
good example is obviously like Arrested Development. You meet a lot of characters right away, like kind of side characters. Like Marta's like 3 different people.
Mhm.
If for anyone that's watched the first 3 seasons,
Oh yeah.
and I think the very first time you see Anne,
Anne is
that's
a
not
different
that's a different
person,
person
yeah.
when she becomes a character in the
Anne
show.
Hogg.
Gotcha.
Isn't Anne? Oh, Anne becomes the lady from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right?
She's in
Not
that, yeah.
originally. It's not. She's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
original Anne. She's the Anne that actually has lines later.
She's Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the Anne.
She's
really.
like the Anne that people know and love.
Yeah. Way to plant.
Yeah.
Gonna spend all that time getting egg all glittered up for Easter. But I mean, yeah, I think
We
they
should
did.
watch that show.
I think they did a pretty good job, really fast, of like showing you 5 characters in a way, and
Yeah.
getting most of them. Like at least you get a little snitbit of
Yeah.
what they are. Like Coach was an intense trainer dude.
Mm-hmm.
Schmidt was like kind of like that lovable douche. Like
Yeah.
you can kind of like already tell.
I'm a fan of
You
Schmidt.
can kind of like tell he's like You're not like really a douche, but like you
Yeah.
come off like that because you try too hard.
Yeah, you pop off.
What do you think about like the Jess character, right? Because like she's the titular new girl. Do you want to watch a show with this person?
She's like the most annoying person in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I agree.
in reality.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Like
And I wonder if maybe that's a dude thing. If maybe gals watching this show relate, yeah.
And then the guys are like, just like, that girl's annoying.
They're like, the guys are figuring out who they are in the show.
Uh-huh.
Who are you guys?
Yeah, that's kind of what
in
I
this
thought
show.
too. Is that there's some debate over like whether you're supposed to be laughing with Jess or laughing at her, and I think it depends on your perspective.
And that's cool that like different people can at least watch it and have that dichotomy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I feel like a lot of shows probably can't do that very well or don't set it up in that manner.
And I also
Yeah.
feel like they did a good job of
Joe, I think our food's here.
No, but I had a good point.
Nope.
Oh man, I want to know what Joe's point is. I was just gonna say I think Joe is the coach.
Joe's the most unintense
And-
person.
I'm obviously the Nick, and I guess that makes you the Schmidt.
I would have called myself Schmidt.
You're always popping your shirt off.
I would have. Oh man.
You're always putting money in the douchebag jar.
I'm always there's always a little bit of douchebaggery in this scenario.
I like wanna not get into predictions yet because Joe isn't here to do them.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
But I want there to still be a douchebag jar. I feel like there probably isn't after this pilot.
Thoughts
on that?
I think there are. I think in the beginning seasons there is one. I've seen like the
Okay.
first season of this show.
Oh, okay.
And I think there is one for a hot minute because it's funny. But then like I think Schmidt just becomes so lovable
Yeah.
because he was one of my like I watched the first season and I was like I love Schmidt. Like I loved him.
He's just not get enough credit. I think.
He's just like a fast talking like witty guy.
Yeah.
And then he like becomes like douchey and they're like stop it and he's like okay. Like, you know, like
Okay, cool.
he's like trying his best, but then he gets a little too
Yeah.
excited. So
I feel like that perfectly proves my point towards, maybe the douches of the world.
yeah, for sure.
There's just those people just don't have people saying like, stop it.
Mm-hmm. Did we get our food, Joe?
We got it.
Nice.
Did you remember the point you were making?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully you didn't like steal my point in the
I
meantime.
don't think we did.
Said lots of poignant things.
We were talking about Jess and how she's like annoying based on your perspective, but I thought they did a good job of like Zooey Deschanel is like a very like beautiful like Hollywood actress and can sing and is talented, but they like did a good job of like making her seem like a normal person who like you could be annoyed by, like just like, and I feel like that's a credit.
They made her a homely.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a credit to like her as an actress is like she's able to know how to make herself like make weird facial expressions that you're just like. There's a part where they're just like, yeah, just go over there and smile and like you'll be great when they're trying to tell her how to pick up a guy.
Like, hey, you're obviously like just a really pretty girl.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like just walk over there.
So they're just like, just stand next to him and smile and you'll be fine. And she was like practicing her smile and it was like gross and weird. And I was like, wow, how did she do that?
You did a terrible job at that. I mean, yeah, I would say if I was going to describe her, she would be adorkable.
Adorkable.
Nice. That is a term invented for Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think.
Are you guys big Elf fans?
Yeah.
Good movie. Seen it.
I remember watching that. When did that come out? I remember watching
2006.
2025.
4.
that. 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
I'm gonna say 5. Final answer.
2003.
Did you?
I remember
mean,
watching
she
that
was in
and
it.
having a huge crush on Zooey Deschanel from that movie.
I had a huge crush on Will Ferrell.
I was kind of annoyed by her in Elf because she's like, "Oh, I don't sing," and she's like fucking singing, and I'm just like, no one like who doesn't sing just like sings like
I
that.
feel like have we talked about this on this
so.
podcast?
Yeah, we talked about
I
this.
think so.
This is recorded. This is sorry.
This is a
beep.
reboot.
This is pre-recorded conversation.
Yeah, I've heard you say
We're
that.
filling time.
I don't know if it was
I'm out
about.
of things to say.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. But
Back
it,
around.
but it wasn't about Zooey Deschanel. It was about that one show, the Nashville show.
Oh yeah, it was
It was
about
about
Nashville.
Nashville.
That's the same idea though.
You were
yeah.
mad because that quaint girl was like, I don't really like to sing in front of
Yeah.
people. And then she got
Oh.
up and was like,
Wow, good memory.
and she got up and sung like someone who's like amazing at
Yeah.
singing. I
we
was like,
gotta have like a sit down couch conversation with Joe and his like thoughts about
I
these
agree.
women who
I agree
can
with that,
sing,
though.
but like
Yeah.
fake that they can't
Well,
sing.
Joe, it's not
Ugh.
women that can sing. It's just people that like are
Sorry,
like,
people.
oh, well, I don't sing, and then they like
Whatever
sing
gender.
like angels or gods or demons or something. I don't know.
I just realized I tipped the delivery guy twice because I tipped him online and then I tipped him on the thing.
Dang.
Delivery guy's having a great day.
big
shit.
spender. It's cool because we're so rich from
Can you
our
rate him?
podcast.
Can you just rate him 1 star though? Because you're mad at him.
Tip him twice and rate
Good
him
thing I
0.
only tipped 5%, so it's only
Tip,
total of a
Tip him.
10% tip.
Still
Tip him
less than
twice?
he was expecting.
tip him twice. Rate him once. Poorly. Let's dive into predictions so we can eat some food and watch that last episode.
Same time?
I'm gonna
So
go.
One,
hungry. Everyone
two,
go.
Three. Okay. So my first one is I think so. I turned to Joe. You were like pooping her in another room or something.
I
like that.
pooped.
Yeah. And I said I was like, who lives together at the end of this episode? Because like the finale. I don't think they all split up.
I was
think,
here for this conversation.
Oh well.
Thanks for knowing.
I don't remember.
I think Joe was peeing.
I don't remember you.
I ignored this conversation.
So
but I was there.
I think Jess, Nick, and Winston all live together.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I think
But who's banging?
I think Schmidt and Cece live next door.
Okay.
Okay.
So those are
Interesting.
two. Those are two different ones.
Okay.
My third one is I think Winston is trying to prank someone in this last episode.
Who's prankster?
I know there's like a running gag at some point in this show that Winston like loves to prank people, but he's like really bad at it. He's like, for example, he's like, let's trap them in their car and then let's fill it with cement. Like he think he thinks
God.
that, like he
And then let's murder them.
he either like goes too little or too hard on his pranks kind of thing. He doesn't understand how to prank, so I think he does
My
that.
wife has the same argument. Let's blow past it.
Okay. And then I think that there's a Dirty Dancing reference. So
Ooh, that's the
I got that
callback.
too.
I think that's my bookmark. So go.
I got Dirty Dancing reference. Schmidt takes his shirt off.
Yes. Pop it.
I think Jess and Nick have already dated and have broken up. And I think in
Aw.
this last episode they get back together.
Oh dang.
Yeah. And then I think the whole show ends with a big musical number because I've been like wanting this to happen in like multiple shows, and I think this is the one.
Have you predicted this before?
I don't think I've predicted it, but I
Just
kind of like
secretly wanted it.
Like you remember the have you seen the Jackass movies? Yeah.
A couple.
You know, there's like a big like Broadway like song and dance number at the end of the movies. I want that.
I do not remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, there's the one.
Like in that first Jackass movie, there's a musical number.
Okay, maybe it's only Jackass 2. Because
I think I've seen both.
it's definitely at the end of Jackass 2 because in Jackass 2, if you go back and watch it now, you're like, oh my god, this is like the peak of all these Jackass guys' lives. Because by Jackass 3, they're all like sad and like on
Aw.
drugs. But Jackass
Aw.
2,
They were all on drugs.
Even
Jackass
before that.
too.
But they were happy and on drugs. But
Sure.
at the end of Jackass 2, the song they do is from this musical, but it's called "The Best of Times Is Now," and like the hook is "The best of times is now, and for tomorrow, well, who knows?" And it's just like super sad knowing where these guys' lives went after that. Like 'cause some of them are
Yikes.
dead. Like,
It's like way too real.
yeah, it was a revelation. Go back and watch Jackass 2.
Time catches up with you in one way or another.
So yeah, tune in next week when we watch the first episode of Jackass and then the movie Jackass 3.
I'm in. I'm fully in.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fun. Also very sad apparently.
Ryan Dunn, Dead or Gone.
Oh. Too soon.
Get to the predictions.
Number 1. I think there's a flashback. So in this episode, in this pilot episode, there's a pretty funny.
Do you think there's a flashback, or do you think there's
Listen to my goddamned prediction.
You went too slow.
It's damned by the Lord. So there's a flashback to a little girl, like a preteen, playing guitar and singing like Lisa Loeb or something, 90s. That made me laugh a lot. So I think there's a flashback that's different than like a clip show. That's my number one.
Okay.
Are you tracking?
Yeah, that's fine. Keep going.
Number two, I think there's a clip show. Because it's a sitcom and there's just gotta be. Then number three, I think Jess is in like a legitimate relationship. Like maybe not necessarily married, but like definitely probably engaged. But a legitimate, steady, this is the real deal relationship. Number four, did you just scold Joe for texting?
No, I heard his phone go beep boop 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 in the thing.
Weird. Like when I was getting a text.
Like the signal?
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later.
Like the
We can
weird
talk-
signal
We
noise
don't
that
have to talk
happens.
about this.
Okay, number four. I just wanted to call you out for scolding Joe.
He pointed to my
Number
ears.
four. So the only thing I know about this show that we didn't see, besides Winston and Prince, is that they play a game, True American.
That's what it was called. I
Oh.
couldn't remember what it was
That
called.
Josh and I used to play with people in our old several apartments that we had,
We probably played it like 2 or 3 times.
like successfully.
Yeah.
We tried to play it more times than that.
Oh
I think.
man, a lot of beer.
Good times though. But I think we're
You
gonna
gotta-
get a True American reference in
Fuck,
this.
I hope so. Those episodes are great. The first episode of True American, I watched that one.
That is
was-
an
it's
excellent
great.
episode.
It's great. If you don't want to watch this show at all, and you don't care about it, just watch True American. Especially
Yeah.
if you're in college, because you're gonna get some good ideas. You're gonna have a good party.
If you play True American in college, you're ahead of the game.
You're a goddamn hero. Is
You're
what
a
you are.
legend.
Also, there's gonna be beer everywhere, and
Yeah, your place will be ruined.
Well,
Know
I mean,
that.
you're in college. Everything you own is a piece of shit anyway. So
Yeah, you're a garbage human.
you really are. And not
So know that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's,
Like and subscribe.
let's go to the final episode of A New Girl, which was there was 2 episodes on the same day, but they were completely
Ooh, okay.
completely 2 different episodes, not part 1, part 2.
I have a new prediction that this last episode's called Old Girl.
No. The last 2 weeks of the show ended on May 15th, 2018. So there was 2 episodes on May 15th, and there was also 2 episodes on May 8th, the week before. So there's 2 and 2
doubling
as it was
down.
closing out.
Quadrupling down.
It's called Engram Pattersky.
The last episode?
Yeah. Does that mean something to you?
No, I'm just.
Oh.
Did you accidentally
No,
like,
that's
read
terrible.
the wrong Wikipedia page or something?
No,
This is
that's what it says.
a list of like the attorney generals of the United States. Or something.
The episode before it that was on the same night is called The Curse of the Pirate Bride. That doesn't mean anything to me either.
It's
We'll
also a
see
lawyer.
you after the finale.
We'll explain it to you after these messages.
Chicken's dicks. What up, chicken dicks? We're back.
Seems so harsh.
We're done with the finale of New Girl. Engram Pattersky is what he said. That's what Winston called it, and he would know. Apparently, he's the expert.
And
So-
here my crappy write up.
I would love to.
Here it is. Wow, I don't even know if I can read this.
That bad, huh?
I'm just gonna read it word for word what it says.
Okay.
The gang get ready to say goodbye to the loft, but Jess isn't happy with how everyone is coping with their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No period.
it's correct, just not grammatically efficient.
Grammatically correct whatsoever.
But yeah, they're not Winston, Jess and Nick, who are married, it seems,
Mm-hmm.
are getting evicted from the loft.
Mm-hmm.
And Jess calls everybody, Winston, Cece, and Schmidt, to come over to
Mhm.
tell them in person because she thinks it's a big idea. They don't really care. And
Well,
then she makes them like she quote unquote locks them in. She's like, oh, it's locked, but then later she goes like the lock doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But she locks them in the loft until they experience things that they've never experienced in the loft and like move on.
Yeah, she's trying to like have a moment in the loft, and they're all just sort of like, okay, you're moving apartments. Who cares?
Yeah. And then they do a couple things like look out the porch
Mm-hmm.
and play True American for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they move all the stuff into a moving truck, and they find out that the whole eviction and everything was a prank by Winston.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late. They're moving anyway.
They're moving.
And that's the end of the episode.
The idea that they've just spent too much time in the loft and their friends think they need to move out.
I don't think anyone thought that. It was just Winston was trying to do a prank on them. And I kind of explained that to you slightly, but like Winston does pranks that are either way too small, like he put a pebble in your shoe, and he's like, gotcha. Like a week later, he's like, has your foot been hurting? Oh, I bet it's been hurting a lot. I put a pebble in your shoe.
And then like the next week, he like chops off your foot in your sleep and is like, ha ha ha.
Or for example, he spends 6 months building a fake property management group that slides eviction notices under, and then when Jess calls people, she talks to people that he hired for $1,000 to tell her that the eviction's happening, and runs through it until they pack everything up and get a new apartment. And then he goes, pranked you. Like that's too big.
Yeah.
So he does one or the other. He like unleashed a badger at a wedding or something, I think.
Solid prank.
So yeah, so that's that. Was it a good last episode?
It was tight.
I mean, it was like a funny,
Tiggity
whatever episode. It was very concise.
Yeah, I mean, and you got some bits that you expect in a finale where it's just like these two characters have a moment, they do a callback to this thing, and they, get to have like a finale, like goodbye moment, even though they're not really leaving, they're just leaving the apartment.
Yeah, they're just moving like probably like a mile away. Really?
It's like the character's story carries on. They did do while they were playing True American, they did a flash forward to where it looks like they're all playing True American with their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were feeding their kids beer.
That's fun. You assume.
That's the only
That's
way
how you
to play.
play.
That's how you play.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a nice moment that you got to like peek into what's going to happen next.
And they're all still hanging out. It's not like they're moving away or whatever. Like moving far away.
Apparently, it's not the best finale I think we've seen.
No,
far?
I wouldn't say it's.
But apparently, not many people were watching this show anymore. I mean,
it was a
comparatively.
It's not Friends, like and it's not. It wasn't.
Sure.
It wasn't on. It's not on. It started in the age that like Netflix started. So as the show got older, most people our age and the age of the people that they were depicting
watching Friends on
TV,
Netflix.
we're watching Friends on Netflix
and not watching normal TV, not paying for any sort of.
weren't watching TV for real. And so I don't even think it's like
true.
I think the show seemed
Probably.
pretty like the characters and everything in the show seemed pretty like the same throughout the first episode and the last episode. Like they're witty, like whatever, like the banter in between, like it seemed pretty like fluid, like throughout potentially. So I don't think the show got worse. I just think like times changed,
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, it's maybe we should start watching only shows that like kind of started in like the like late like single digits of 2000s and like went to like 2015 2016
and stop right there
and just see
Because those shows don't
because
exist.
I bet a lot of those shows started doing bad come 2010 2012 when people are like,
when all the streaming
why would I watch TV?
hit hard.
I'll wait.
So for some perspective, the pilot had over 10 million viewers. The finale had 1.5 million.
1.47 I see.
The Prince episode had like 26 million
26.3.
because of everyone watching the Super Bowl.
I mean, it was
is just still on that channel.
Yeah, they just fell asleep at the TV.
They were just drunk and there were still nachos to eat.
There's no way 26
Finishing
26
up the
million
popcorn.
like TVs that were on watched that show. You
I
know,
mean, I don't know. Prince was on it, so like I watched.
We watched
through
it.
that scene.
yeah. We were.
I didn't like pay attention to the plot, but I was like, "Oh God, everyone shut up! Prince is on," because no one actually watched the show. It
Right.
was on while we were talking about whatever bullshit we were talking about until Prince entered the screen, which is probably what the rest of America did.
Yep. Seems like a good show. I liked the first season when I saw it. Went downhill. I mean, it went downhill fast. 10 million. It went down. I mean, at the end of the first season, it's running at 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
End of the second season,
is
it's running at
decent.
4. End of the third, it's running at 2.4. You know,
Yeah,
it's going
consistent.
down. I mean, maybe people were done with the same old of the show. If it stayed pretty
The
consistent,
chicks and dicks.
Yeah.
maybe people were.
You gotta
sick
have
of-
something new.
Yeah. Goat penises or something.
They should introduce like a new kid or something. No, they
Um,
do with TV shows and they get stale. They just introduce a new child character.
Oh, yeah, just a new kid.
Yeah.
Like couldn't like Jess adopt one of her children from her classroom or something like that?
Yep.
Get a kid and then
They
spin the
did.
show off.
They did. What's her name? The girl who was in
Cece?
Transformers.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox was in the show for a little bit
Ugh.
at some point. I remember this.
That's when they were
They
really
adopted her?
getting desperate.
I think it was like somewhere in the middle. That like I think Zooey Deschanel had to take time off. She might have had a kid,
Mm.
and she like couldn't be in the show for a little bit because she was
Ew.
like ripping a human out of her body.
I hate all these things that you're saying.
And
I think birth is beautiful, but
and-
Megan Fox replacing Zooey Deschanel for a series of episodes makes me want to throw up in my mouth.
I would say Megan Fox is more beautiful than the act of birth.
Have you seen Birth?
I've seen Megan Fox, but
I just think she as a human is like a kind of like a human version of what I assume bacterial virus
Jesus
looks
Christ.
like.
Wow.
What did Megan Fox do to you?
Deep burn on Megan Fox.
Actress, I think.
Did you ask her on a
when
date
it used
once
in the
and she
same
went,
sentence as Megan Fox should be used in quotations? Because she's not exactly doing
I feel
the
like
job any favors.
my name in the name an actor should be put in quotations.
yeah,
but I don't
sure.
think you'd call me
Yeah, sure. Same
bacterium.
thing. No, I wouldn't call you that. I think what she does. You know how there's like people who if they're in a movie, they're like the big name, but they like almost ruin it. Like Tara Reid and Van Wilder. That movie is almost ruined by Tara Reid's terrible acting.
She is bad in that
She's-
movie.
Yeah, Megan Fox is our new Tara Reid.
Tara Reid is the Megan Fox of that movie. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
That's all.
Now
Jimmy
we can
Everyone.
move on.
Yeah, we can.
I feel like just all of that is just like weird dated references.
How you doing, Joe?
Great.
Welcome to the
I just
internet.
haven't thought about Megan Fox in years.
I
Yeah.
haven't either.
And Tara Reid and longer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts
Is she
on
in the Meg?
the finale
one of
or
those?
this show in general?
I don't know. It just seemed like it was a weird in between of like we've seen big finales where it's just like this is a big deal, it's an event, and then we've seen finales where it's just like and the show got canceled, and this is like a weird in between where it's like yeah we're getting canceled, but we're just gonna tie it off and just be done, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they didn't like they made like Jess made a big deal out of the things that were happening, but the actual events in the show were obviously not a big deal,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad about how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of whatever. But-
Yeah, it was kind of whatever, but it also wasn't bad necessarily, and it was a finale.
Maybe that's the meta
Yeah.
part about this is they were like, yeah, this was just a sitcom with 4 people in it chilling. It's pretty much whatever. That's how we're gonna end the show.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't like all go to jail or something. That's like what?
Right.
They just like this is how it's gonna end.
You watching the show, Joe?
No. It was fine, but no.
I could have put $100 on that answer.
I already live with Claire. Like I don't need to pick up this show now.
That's true. For the uninitiated, for sure. But Zoe Deschanel's character in this show is very Claire.
I already live with Claire.
Yeah, because she sings everything.
Yeah, but you don't live with Nick, Schmidt, or Winston, or Coach for that matter. As far as I know.
Zelda's kind of a Winston. Yeah, she likes to prank me.
She pranks too hard.
She's a prankster. Too soft or too hard.
The dog pranks her. When she shits on your face at night, that's too much.
Prank.
Too much, Zelda.
It's too much.
It's in my mouth.
Yeah, good show. Not gonna watch it.
I'm interested.
I've seen the first season. I thought it was good. And maybe that's why I stopped watching it, because it was like the same, It was good.
Same characters, different adventures.
And it stayed the same, yeah. Just the same people doing the same
Was
stuff.
there a will they, won't they with Nick and Jess in the first season?
I'm sure. I don't know.
Because I feel like I thought that maybe that happened later. That they both have their own things going on. But then I think they get together and then they split up finally, but it's later.
What TV show, when there's a single dude and a single girl hanging out, is there not a will they, won't they? Like, I mean, Will and Grace, when he's like
a part
gay, like they still do a will they, won't they? Like,
Sure.
So,
you never know.
There probably was. It's a good show, but maybe it just went on too long,
Mm-hmm.
It was a sitcom, and most sitcoms don't have direction. They just go until they can't go anymore, which I don't think is a good way to do TV, but that's just the way that those TV shows go.
It's a way to make some money.
You make money until you don't anymore. That's really what it is.
I feel like this show has some great characters. And you can get so far with that. And they probably went as far as they could with that.
7 years for a TV show is a long time. Breaking Bad went 5.
Even like
one of the greatest TV shows ever made went 5, but New Girl went 7.
That's kind of crazy to me.
I mean, just think about it when you think about it like that. I mean, obviously there are vastly different kinds of TV shows, but it's just like
one is plot based,
but
one is
but I mean, everything's telling a story in its own way.
Yeah.
And if you ask anybody, for the most part, if you ask 10 people, most people, I think probably over 50% are going to say Breaking Bad is an amazing show. And if you ask 10 people,
that is the difference there's a difference between a drama and a sitcom though. Like Friends, I don't know that anyone would say the show Friends tells a story. Like I've been heckled enough times where now I'm starting to finally watch through Friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like 3 seasons in. Nothing has actually happened of any consequence at all. Tom Selleck came. He went. R.I.P. the mustache. Nothing happened. Nothing changes. It's the same. There's 6 characters.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point.
6 jokes.
It's just like, it's just you're going to hang out with these characters. They're your friends.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the pilot, and like the first few scenes are just like 3 unrelated scenes of them just bantering.
Yeah.
Like there's not like a plot. It's just like
just setting up
scene.
This is what this
dialogue.
character's joke is going to be. And I think in that way, this show is better. I think New Girls.
Then Friends?
Yeah. I think.
Send your hate mail at fndlpodcast@gmail.com to Jimmy.
First of all, in the pilot episode where they're trying to get Jess out of the house, Schmidt says, I'm going to be your like guide, like basically your like wingman tonight to like get a rebound. And she says, like Gandalf through Middle Earth. And that got me right there. I'm going to totally watch the second episode of this. Where it goes from there, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's cool being a nerd when this came out, Yeah. Nerds weren't cool
and
when.
It still is.
Yeah,
Internet.
But nerds weren't cool when Friends was on. You were a nerd.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You were Ross.
And you know that if you go back and watch the show. The show is not, I mean, like any 90s show. You're like, man, you said and did some pretty, He made some poor choices.
Fair enough. I agree with everything that we've said tonight.
Thank you.
Everything that all of us have said.
I always agree with everything you guys say.
I endorse.
I just change my opinions based on what you guys say.
Fair enough. All right, let's get into these predictions.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
Eagles.
I'm probably not gonna turn the show back on.
Okay.
Jamie, I hope you watched some of it.
Is this Netflix?
Yeah, it's all on Netflix. So
I've watched like probably an episode of every season of this just because my wife has watched it. Like maybe once a year she goes back to New Girl.
I mean, if someone in my household turned it on, I wouldn't turn it off. You know, I'd be like, "Oh, cool, you're watching this? Sure.
Yeah.
Drink a beer and watch Schmidt be Schmidt.
Absolutely.
Why not?" First one: Jess, Nick, and Winston live together. Not true.
No.
Winston seems to be married and has a kid.
They're
Apparently.
all separately.
Schmidt and Cece live next door. They definitely don't live in the same apartment building because they don't. Winston tries to prank someone. Not only did he try, he succeeded. He got him.
He literally said
Pattersky.
gotcha
The whole
on the back of the U-Haul, which you'd think it would have said when they first opened the back of the U-Haul to load the boxes.
That's even better though. They opened it, and then while it was open, he ran downstairs and put
the
on,
sticker on,
and then lifted
put it back up.
Good God.
It's a good prank. It was a good prank.
How much money? If you spend like over a certain cap, I don't think it's a good prank anymore.
And then Dirty Dancing reference.
No.
No, right? Nothing.
Didn't listen for
I
that.
was gonna say that I thought Jess was gonna sing, and I didn't write that down, and she totally sang. And I was sad that I didn't.
I thought that
would have been a smart
easy one.
would have been
choice.
But like
safe, smart
Safe
choice.
bet.
I also had the Dirty Dancing reference, and there was none. I said Smith takes his shirt off. Did not. I said Jess and Nick get back together.
I think if you would have told me Schmidt took his shirt off in the episode, even though he didn't, and thinking back, I know he didn't, I would have been like, oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
like,
he did. That's tight. Jess and Nick get back together. They didn't break up, and then it ends with a musical number, which it didn't. So no points.
Way to suck, Joe.
None of the points.
No musical number.
But I learned a lot today.
Did you?
No.
Okay, my number.
What did you learn?
My number one is there's a flashback, which there were a few.
Can we, before you keep going,
Yeah.
they have like a Family Guy style of like flashbacks.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
But I thought that was the caveat to your thing was like a flashback, not a clip show.
Yeah.
So I think that counts. That's a
oh
flashback.
yeah, 100%. I'm just saying it's
No.
I think it's just interesting that like other shows
But it's
do
live.
stuff like this too, but it's live. And they're like, remember that time that I like tried to shove a chicken through the keyhole, and then they like go try to
And
do
then
it,
they
and it's
do,
like
yeah.
stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah.
And in Family Guy, it's like ridiculous and like completely untrue, and it's just like them dreaming up that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's Family Guy. But in this, it's like, oh, that's just
They
like
just
Winston
have to go
was like
shoot a new scene now.
Winston was like stretching with his like legs up, and it's like that's when Jess was like attracted to Winston that one time, and I was like, oh, this is just live action Family Guy.
Yeah.
So that's every time they do that.
Maybe that's
in
why
this
I like
show.
it.
And I was like, man, Family Guy, you really pioneered something. Congratulations, Seth MacFarlane.
You did something.
You have
Seth.
millions of dollars.
Good job.
Continue.
Seth Rowe. So number 2 was that there was a clip show, which there wasn't, and I'm pretty surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Felicity, for
You
not
took the high road.
making me watch you
I
again.
guess. You're too good for a clip show. Fine.
Everybody's too good for a clip show. I just want to point that out.
No.
Hey, you listener. Hey,
We've watched some shows.
Hey.
that are not.
Hey, Ivers. Thank you for telling us to watch a show, and also you're
Yeah.
too good for a clip show, bud.
Huh.
Whoever you are.
Treat yourself well.
Thank you.
Ivy League. Number 3, Jess is in a serious relationship. I said maybe not married, but
Debatable.
probably
It's
engaged.
debatable if that's serious or not.
She's definitely married to Nick, which I did not see coming. I just said Nazi, and I apologize
Did Nazi.
because it's so close to D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, True American. They fucking played True American.
They did.
Played it.
I thought that was more of a wild shot than it was. So 3 points.
Yeah, you really did a really good job. I really hate to say these words, but I feel like you're doing a really good job this season.
Thank you. I know that like I've seen things, so I was like, I was gonna say like, oh, Coach comes back, because I know that Coach eventually came back. Was not in this episode at all.
Mm-mm.
pretty sad about that.
I'm pretty sad you didn't say that and then didn't get the point.
And I remembered like Cece and Schmidt, I think, got married, and I know that I think because when my wife and I were getting married, like we're engaged and going through all that bull crap, she made me watch an episode where they were engaged, and they're like doing the best part of being engaged is you go to all the stores and do the registry, and you like they give you like the gun and you just shoot everything in sight that this will add to your registry. And there's a great scene where Schmidt is just shooting, like it's like they're just playing laser tag in a Target, and he says he's like shooting things and naming them, and he's like melon baller, and shoots which nobody needs a melon baller.
I'd ball melon if I had one, but I wouldn't go
Yeah,
buy
I
one.
guess you're right.
Do you want to take that back?
I'm gonna go add it to my Amazon list.
Take that back. People need melon
Jody, you got a
ballers.
melon baller?
Nah,
See,
I would never.
He's not married yet.
I'm not even a big melon guy.
I don't think anyone. I think no non-married people need melon ballers.
Like, what kind of melon are you balling?
Water.
Like, I think you just cut up a big watermelon. You're not
Honeydew?
You're taking time. Okay, honeydew I could see.
You can ball a honeydew.
It's the money melon.
What?
I don't know. That's it's a Simpsons quote. I don't know. Krusty's talking about melon. He's like, honeydew. That's the money melon. Oy.
I haven't watched enough Seinfeld in a long time. I
The
mean,
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Who,
I don't know what we're
where
saying.
are you? Who are you? What's going on?
I'm literally
When
not sure.
Well,
are you?
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to this
2017.
episode of First and Last. We appreciate you. Hopefully you agree with everything we've said about New Girl, and if you don't, rate us 5 stars.
Go to
and,
hell.
oh Jesus! Well, I was gonna go the opposite way, but
Yeah,
Go
good
to
job
heaven.
for listening
Um,
this far.
if you want to suggest shows like some other people have done to make New Girl happen, you can hit us up at fndlpodcast@gmail or on Twitter. It's the same there. We have Facebook. We got a YouTube.
We'll watch whatever.
We'll do what.
So just
We'll do whatever.
tell us what to
Yeah.
do.
Send us some links.
We'll do whatever you
We'll just
want.
click it. Not even check it.
Just fish us if you will.
For very small amounts of money. Just send us what you want us to do. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll give you those iTunes gift cards, whatever.
Anything.
Whatever, Uncle Ron.
Someone got fished recently.
I get a lot of those.
But
Do you guys not get those
gift cards from
from Zambia or wherever? Yeah, you need the Western Unions and the iTunes gift cards.
And thank you for listening. We will see you next week.
iTunes isn't a thing.
We'll see you next week on First and Last. Appreciate you and Jimmy
Ivers.
and Joe and Ivers.
Yeah, and Costanza, which is
And-
on Josh's shirt.
That's right. Pranked you. Changed shirts.
Dang, I didn't even notice
Pranked.
that happened.
Tiny prank. Gotcha.
Pranked.
All right. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Super small prank.